Finally, as I think we all know, in 2009, this National Day of Remembrance was officially declared, and you are forgotten no more. When we first started developing a nuclear defense capability in America, no one really knew the dangers associated with that. There just wasn't that type of knowledge. So some of the dangers that our workers were exposed to can be forgiven just because of that lack of knowledge. But yet I think all of us realize that due to the pressures of war and the pressures to develop this capability in a very quick manner, that some decisions were made that certainly weren't in the best interests of workers, and sometimes things proceeded with a rather callous disregard for their safety. Fortunately, I think we have passed that time in America, and I think the people involved in this industry are now appreciated, and the people who in some cases made the ultimate sacrifice, their contributions are remembered. I've lived out in this area for over 44 years. I know many of the people in the audience, people like Opal Kane up here toward the front, who has helped me in all of my campaigns, and many of my friends and supporters who worked at the old Bendix plant just aren't here anymore because they have already paid that ultimate sacrifice. So I am so pleased to be here to have a small part in honoring their sacrifice, and I feel very strongly that it is important for the workers who continue at this facility to have adequate health insurance and adequate protection. I know that of all the things you can bargain about, that shouldn't be even on the table for this facility. So I hope the company will soon return to the bargaining table, will agree to fair protection and good health insurance for all the employees, and I certainly hope that while the workers are on strike, standing up for adequate health protection for themselves and their families, that if this facility continues to operate during that time, that other agencies are watching it to make sure that with the absence of these highly skilled and trained workers who will not be at their jobs, that there is adequate protection for the public and from the other workers for any possible safety hazards that could be caused by unskilled people doing their jobs. Thank you for allowing me to be part of this. Thank you for allowing me to honor these men and women who have made such a great sacrifice for our country. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. IAM Grand Lodge Representative Steve Nickel.
Good afternoon. I am deeply humbled by the opportunity to speak today on behalf of the International Association of Machinists and Aerospace Workers and Local Lodge 778. Today is a great day to honor the nuclear weapons program workers. They came to work at these facilities with no expectation except to make a living for themselves and their families. They're excited about a good paying job with benefits. With some workers, received by working at these plants was much more than they expected. They got sick, some quicker than others, and they have died. Some of these workers here at Kansas City are second-generation family members. They have witnessed their family members pass away at an early age, not knowing that it was some type of exposure at the plant. Our members of Local Lodge 778 work at Honeywell just over the hill until they went on strike on October 10th. It should not be hard to understand why good, affordable health care, both now and in their retirement, and a fair pension is important to these workers. They all know someone who has worked at the plant and has died, or is working there and isn't sick. Certain jobs at Honeywell have a history of taking workers to their early graves. Our members who have worked at chemical material handlers have a history of pancreatic cancer. This is no coincidence. I've had an opportunity to talk with some members about how their lives have changed as a result of their exposures at Honeywell. It is very emotional to hear their stories. Their lives will never be the same. One worker has had multiple episodes of collapsed lung due to sensitivity to beryllium. She lives with fear every day that this will happen again. What is so unforgettable to me is that these exposure-related illnesses can strike you now or 30 years from now. No one is immune from it. That is why they need good, affordable health care insurance and a solid retirement to provide for them and, if necessary, their families. Many of these workers would be uninsurable. So today, we are here to give these workers the recognition that they deserve. They have given their lives to defend this country without stepping on any battlefield. They were never given a Purple Heart, but yet they were wounded in the line of duty. We always hear that government contracts, we must be good stewards to the taxpayers' money. But what about being a good steward to the health of the taxpayers' workers? We should pray for those who work in hazardous conditions without sufficient protection. We should pray for those who are injured on the job and feel forgotten and abandoned. I would like to close this time today with a prayer, and it's called the Worker's Prayer. Lord, I thank you for this job and the blessings it provides. May you watch over me this day and keep me safe from harm. Create in me a willing spirit and a happy heart. Grant me the ambition to work hard and give me the strength to finish what I have started. May my hands always be prepared to help lighten another's load. And finally, Lord, remind me that the quality of my work is a reflection of you to those around me. Amen. Thank you.